Hi, Matt. Oceana here with G3 Agency with your free website audit for Riverside Lawn and Landscape in Houston, Texas. In this free SEO website audit provided by G3 Agency, I'm going to show you 3 to 4 things that you can do to get Riverside Lawn and Landscape, Riverside Lawn and Landscape in front of the people searching for landscaping services in the Houston area. So, like I said on the phone, I don't expect anything in return for this video. I'm trying to positively affect as many locally owned businesses, family owned businesses as I can this year. So this information is free for you to use however you feel how you'd like to use it, right? But of course, you can think of this as a business card with a bit of oomph in that if you're interested in working with me because you can see that I know what I'm talking about, and you don't want to have to spend all the time to actually get these things done, then you are welcome to reach out to me and we can see if a partnership makes sense. You know, go over your business goals and go over how my business operates and just see if a partnership makes sense going forward. Okay, so let's jump right in. The first thing that I always look for when I audit a website is a click to call phone number at the top. So I see that you've got it. Well done. The only thing that I might suggest is that as we go down, you might want to make this a sticky bar so that this stays here while we go down the page so that that phone number is right there no matter where we're at on the page. But that's really a small detail. It's not a big deal. It would help with conversion rate, more people calling you after they get to your site, but not extremely a lot. You've already got the click to call, and that's the most important part. Okay, now that's the last thing I'm going to really talk about when it comes to like getting people to take action once they're on your site. The rest of this video is going to be about getting people to your site to begin with. This is so pretty. I love that when a pool looks like that with all the ripples. Anyways, so the next thing is content. How many words are on the page? Are they relevant to what they do? Do they describe what you do, where you do it, how you do it, who you do it for? And you do a little bit of that here, I can tell, but not quite enough. I would really add a lot of words to your homepage and also to your other pages. Google loves content, and this whole thing is about getting in front of the people searching on Google. So what we want to do is basically play Google's game the way that it likes us to play. It loves lots of content about what you do, who you do it for, etc. That's going to help show that you are the expert on the subject matter, and that's going to help Google trust you and want to show you to its searchers. And then if I right click on an image and I click Save Image As, a fun little trick here is you can see how this is saved as image 5427.jpg. That's not helping. It's a missed opportunity. What you want to do is save these images again, but this time save them as, and re-upload them, but this time you want to save them as phrases that people are actually typing into Google when they're looking for lawn and landscape services in the Houston area. And I'll show you not only how I found those and how I know what phrases people are actually typing into Google, but I'll show you a few that you might be interested in using on your site. So this is the tool that I use. This is called Ahrefs, and it gives me an in-depth look into how a website's performing. Because in my world, it's one thing for a website to look nice, like, oh yeah, that's nice, it's so pretty, but and your site does look nice. I'll give you that. I look at ugly websites all day long. It's refreshing to see a nice website like yours. But your website's still not doing its job because you're not getting very many people coming to your site through Google, which is a huge part of the market. So there are a few metrics I want you to pay attention to on this page. Your UR and DR scores. Basically, your UR score is how trustworthy Google thinks that your website is, specifically this page, which in this case is your home page. And then your DR score is the same thing, but for your whole website as a whole. So there's a bit of an imbalance here, and that is telling me that these backlinks and referring domains are mostly pointing to your home page, and you've kind of left out the rest of the pages in this. So a backlink is any link that goes from another website back to your site, and a referring domain is any website that has at least one of those links on it. So you've got 12 websites pointing to your website a total of 70 times. Now that's fine, but you want to increase this and you want to make sure that you balance it out, pointing some of those backlinks to the other pages so that it creates more of a balance here. And then now I'm going to get into keywords. So this is the fun part for me because I'm silly. I love keyword research. I don't know why, but I just love it. I put in Houston, and then I added some words that might have to do with some things that you do, like patios, irrigation, landscape, pavers, right? Those are all things I think that you do. And now we can see some keywords that have both of those things. Something, at least Houston and then one of these things in there. So we've got Houston patio restaurants. Well, that one's not really great because obviously they're looking for a restaurant. But this one's okay. There are 4 things that go into a good keyword, and I'm going to go over them. So they're something that you do, somewhere that you do it, high volume, and low KD. So something that you do and somewhere that you do it is fairly obvious. If someone's looking for landscapers but they don't specify Houston, they could be in New York or Los Angeles or who knows, anywhere. And then if they're just looking up Houston and they don't put in landscapers, then they're probably just looking for like how to get to Houston or something. It's not very, that's not very high buyer intent, right? So volume and KD, though, are a little less obvious. Volume is how many people are searching for this exact phrase spelled just this way, character for character, every month in Google. And then KD stands for keyword difficulty. It's on a scale from 0 to 100. How difficult does Ahrefs think it would be to get to the first page of Google for this key phrase? And a score of 21 may sound super low when out of 100. Like if that was your grade, it was 21 out of 100, you'd be failing for sure, right? But with this particular thing, we really like to go after 5 and below. Even 10 and below is pretty within reach. It's just that the higher this number here, the more difficult and the more time consuming, the longer it's going to take, the more effort it's going to take to get to the front page of Google. So this one's probably not something you want to go after right away, but if you wanted to include it, in your words that you work toward, it would be okay to do that. It's just that you have to expect it's going to take a long time. It's going to take more backlinks and stuff to get to the front of that particular key phrase. However, this one down here, Patios Houston, it's got a 10. That's okay. It's not too bad. And it's got 600 people searching for that Patios Houston every single month. So that's great. I think this one is better for you though. It's got the same volume and it's got a little bit lower KD, so that's good. But then on top of that, it also says landscaping design Houston, and someone looking for landscaping design is looking to do their whole backyard probably, or even their front yard too. Whereas someone searching for patios Houston is looking for probably a smaller amount. And then also they might still be looking for those restaurants, right? So the landscaping design Houston, there's no question about it. This person is looking for your services in your area. So let's focus on that one for the rest of this video. And then as I go down here as well, you can see there are more. You can see, landscaping Houston, Texas. This one's good, except that it's got a really high KD. Yeah, now you know what to look for in a good keyword. So now we can see what happens if I type landscaping design Houston into Google, like those, 600 people are doing every month. Landscaping design. Yep, 600 people are typing this exact phrase into Google each month on average. And this is what they get. So first comes the map pack. That's spelled M-A-P-P-A-C-K, map pack. And this is basically the top 3 local results. And how you end up in this spot here and getting all the visitors from showing your website there is with citations. A citation is anywhere your name, address, and phone number shows up in any directory online. So what you want to do is make sure that your name, address, and phone number on your Google My Business listing is perfectly spelled accurately. And that means that if you choose to have the ampersand in your name, then stick with the ampersand. But if you want to If you want to say and have it spelled A-N-D, then do it that way. But you got to choose one way. And I think that you've chosen the ampersand as far as I can tell. So what you're going to want to do is, and I'm not sure, I don't think is this you? No, this is not you. So, so you, sorry. I just like got scrambled in my brain somehow. That was weird. So what you want to do is make sure that that information on your Google My Business is accurate and up to date. And then you're going to take your name, address, and phone number and plaster it all over those different directories like Yelp, Yext, City Star, White Pages, Yellow Pages, Facebook. There are literally thousands of places to list your information as a citation. What that's going to do is it's going to basically prove to Google that you really exist and you really serve that area, and that's going to help you show up there. Now, none of that is as exciting as showing up here in what's called the #1 organic results, and this will statistically get about 30% of all of the visitors that come to this site. They're going to be coming to this one here. Now, this is a house link, so I'm not going to compare you to them because they're a directory, and so it's a little bit of a different game. But right here, this is the second spot, and it's the second most coveted spot in the whole on the whole thing, and they're going to get about 20% of all of the visitors. So that's not quite as good, but because it's a local result, they're more of like playing the same game as you, so it's a better comparison. And you'd still, if you were showing up right here for this keyword, you would be getting a lot of business. I mean, it would probably, yeah, it would be a lot. So let's check out their site. Now we're going to be comparing you to their site, and you would want to do this for each of the keywords you want to show up for. So we're taking a look at their site and thinking, what is it that they're doing right that we could copy and also do to show up on that first page? And then what is it that they're not taking advantage of so that we can do better than them? So looking at their content and thinking, you know, how many words do they have? What is it about? And they do a pretty good job, but it's not very many words. So it won't be difficult to outdo them in that aspect. You want to try to like double the amount of words that they have at least. And then if you right click on an image, I can see whether or not they took advantage of saving their images properly, and I can tell that they did not. So there's another way we can get ahead. And then if I throw them into Ahrefs, my little magical tool here, I can see that they have a huge amount of backlinks and referring domains. But you know, are they relevant and are they high quality domains? Well, I can tell that they're probably not from this, because their UR score and their DR score are pretty, I mean, they're decent, but they don't line up with this amount. I mean, this amount of backlinks and referring domains, you would expect to have a lot more, I would expect to have a lot higher score here. So I'm expecting that this is going to be very low, and sure enough, their DR scores here, the trust score of the sites that these links are coming from, are very low. So they've got 3,000 links coming from this one site here, which is a huge amount of links for a DR score of 0. Like, they have 0 power coming from this site, yet they have 3,000 links from that site. So that's a little scammy, right? So you want to go after those higher ones. Let's see. I don't even know. They don't even have really good ones here. There's one, keywordbasket.com is okay. It looks like, but still, it's not that great. So you're definitely going to want to go after better backlinks than they have here, and that's going to help you get ahead too. Okay, so that is the end of my presentation for you. This is how you can get a hold of me, this and also the number that I gave you before, and you can get back to me. Sorry, oh my gosh, my brain is like starting to shut down. I think I need a break. Anyways, thank you so much for taking a look at this video, for your time watching it, and I hope that you got something out of it. And I would look forward to hearing from you whether you found this helpful, and if there's anything I could have explained better. I would love to answer your questions and all that kind of stuff. So I look forward to talking to you soon. Okay, bye, Matt.